Word up, sunshines. I am back in the BfA beta. I have finally decided that I'm going to make that Demon Hunter I was warning you about last time. I'm going to jump straight in. Now, last time I mentioned that the odds are that by starting at about 185, I think it was, item level, that's equivalent of Legion's 870. So we're going to be a little bit weakened here. So that's going to take some getting used to because I'm less than a week into a new 110 character, a Demon Hunter, and that's actually already at 900 item level, so it's going to feel a little bit strange. I'm also going to, on the sidelines, pull up my... Oh, Sylvanas is talking to me. Talent points as well. I'm going to pull up a picture off at the side here for my current setup so that I can move stuff about. It's not too big a change, but it's definitely worth me taking. Now, most of Torment is Taunt, isn't it? Yeah, I'll just leave that off. Most of my setup is a bit different. I've got things like toys and such on my action bars, so I just need to get used to them not being there. Things like the repair mount or walking on water, all that sort of stuff, mount wise, I wish I had, but you can't win them all. So, bang stuff out the way. Consume magic is the interrupt I want to keep a hold of. Swap that around. Put track that there. Put blur there. 0% chance to avoid all damage from an attack. Interesting. I have to assume it's a non-zero one there. And here we go. While I'm here, I might as well send a message over. Can we invite Hollingdale to the guild, please? My beta DH is finally ready. And for those who are curious, especially if you saw the last stream, the name is obviously one that I did far too much research on. At first I was like, Demon Hunter, Van Helsing, why not? And then I just searched, I gave up on that idea because it just wasn't happening. Searched for quotes related to monsters. And it's that old Nietzsche quote, he who fights with monsters might take care lest he thereby become a monster. When you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you. Couldn't find anything decent there, but that translation is by Hollingdale, and that's where that comes from. Sometimes I just give up halfway through. I think I am ready. Champions of the Horde, time has come, blah blah blah. This I said last time. I'm just glad I could double jump. Oh, and talents. Now talents should be a little bit different than I'm used to. But for the most part, unless something is ridiculously recommended, I'm most likely going to stick with what Icy Vein says. Again, scroll. I don't know if Icy Veins actually has a section yet. I don't think so. I'm not seeing it right now. You can find more information in this post. No. Okay. In that case, I will stick with what I know. Most likely, I-beam generates fury every second, and its duration is increased. I think, other than demonic appetite going down, or well, moving up to 99, I don't think there's anything else. And which is amusing because that's what I actually usually take in that row. However, it generates 50 fury. I'm going to stick with Fellblade. It's what I know. Insatiable Hunger, Demon's Bite generates up to 10 additional fury. Oh, that does sound nice. I don't like taking Demon Blades. It just makes the rotation feel slower. There's just less to do. You know, I really like the sound of that. I'm very surprised Immolation Aura is suddenly a thing. It's a really nice AoE cooldown. I'll take it for now, actually. I will take that. Oh, no. There. This is a very different one, I believe. Completely different. Yep. Okay. I like the sound of that. First Blood, which is now down there, is what I usually take. Fell Slash. Okay. I don't really use Fell Rush as a DPS thing. It's mainly just a movement thing, and so basically this is just like pure AoE build. Oh, decisions. First Blood still does the same thing, right? Yeah. And the cooldown's decent. Let's try Trail of Ruin. Okay. Leech increased by 10%, gain an additional 10% leech while Metamorphosis is active. That's one of the things I really like about Metamorphosis, which I think was Soul Rending, which is so Soul Rending's heavily nerfed, right? Okay. No. It sounds nice, but that's the sort of thing that's probably a panic button in Mythics. I'll take that. I'm disappointed by that nerf, but I understand it when you have every 30 seconds it is now. Yeah, every 30 seconds you would get a full 8 seconds of ridiculous regen. I understand why they nerfed it, but I miss it already. That's good. I probably want to keep that though. Yeah, First Blood. Unleash Power, Master of the Glaive, and Fell Eruption. So it doesn't give you a second charge. I would always take Master of the Glaive because drops down to about 40 seconds. That's not terrible. Does it still? I think just Fell Eruption, just to give me an extra wee button again. 30 seconds, pills the target, stuns them for 4 seconds. If I bring that there, and then if I bring that up there, there, is that right? Yeah, that's right. That's how I had my old UI set up. Beam causes you to enter demon form. I still really like that. Fell Rush and Vengeful Retreat. I never bother using them as DPS, as I say. I've got to choose between Nemesis and Demonic. I think I'm going to go Demonic. There we go. That'll do us. Now, if I speak to Isabella, right, there's no way to skip over yet. That's a bit of a shame.
Victory for Sylvanas.
Oh. Right, so it's not going to give you a wee heads up saying it's ready. Oh, this is a lot more folk. I'm not going to join the voice chat, I'm afraid. I'm good to go. I just need to check specialization. There we go. Yep. So you keep the same warglaives. That's important to know.
I'm listening. Victory for Sylvanas.
One day I'll get the aiming right. Oh, I won't turn that on just yet because it's.
I'm out of range.
Yep. I think there's still an option, isn't there, in interface? Ministry of Sillyworks, that's the one I want to join. Woo. What I'm looking for is, I suppose, target. I'm looking for action bars. Show numbers for codecks. There we go. That feels better. Oh, okay, sure. The lines just fade away. Let's see who we've got online just now. Just the two of us. Hey, Juvie.
We've been compromised. Plan B it is then.
Druids of the Claw! Attack! I need to get closer.
Yep, there we go. So, I think it is time to just drop that. There we go. Go. Far too many druids allowed in the Undercity. That might go for the Horde as well. I don't know. My opinion will change based on the sheer number of other classes that show up. Recording some more now. And we'll upload it separately. I'm quite curious to see this finalised. I really want to have everyone voiced. I really want Sorfang voiced. I mean, this is a random person, and they're voiced. So my hope is the team does a really good job in getting their voice acting just right. I quite like the chap that they've got so far, voicing them. Wee. Yeah, I like Demon Hunters quite a lot. Oh, I've got someone else going to that. There's some more things to kill. So I suppose because a lot of people in Enigma are going to be watching this, and I'm assuming that's how you're pronouncing it. I know a lot of people wouldn't have actually read the forum post from before when I dropped down here. So, from those who can't quite pinpoint the accent, I am from Scotland, from Glasgow specifically, and I have been playing WoW for... Nah, let's just leave that as is. Oh no, there's extra wee options there. Cool. I've been playing WoW since close to summertime 2015, so 2005. I've been playing since 2005. And originally started playing on the Alliance. I know. Started playing on Dunmo, and my first character was a hunter. And as much as I loved a lot to do with hunters, I'm just going to skip over this, except I can't. As much as I loved my hunter, it was during the days of vanilla, and nobody wanted to take a Beast Mastery Hunter, especially to Nomragan, no matter how much I asked. So leveling in dungeons was out, and it was a very slow process. And for those who remember what it was like before 2.1, it was a very long and arduous journey to play on a character that relied heavily on a pet that couldn't hold aggro, and you didn't deal an awful lot of damage yourself. So it was dire. It was dire days. I nevertheless somehow persisted. Did try some alts, so I pottered around with mages and a mage and a priest. But eventually I decided that I'm really going to push. I never managed to get to max level during vanilla, but I did in the Burning Crusade, and it was a nice feeling to be able to say, yeah, I can actually do damage now. 2.1 and 2.2 were lovely experiences. Some of the biggest buffs I ever remember seeing, where I can pull a mob my level and will expect to survive. You think the game's whoa. He's a sec there. Quickly jump into this. Let's see how much leech I actually have. I don't know if I just did I do that much damage that I... Wow, okay, yeah. That level of leech is still very strong. Wow. But disoriented. There we go.
I need to get closer.
Go, then Sylvanas does a thing after Anduin's done this thing. That'll be fine. So I joined a guild back then as Anduin Scarpers, rightly. Eventually worked my way into the raiding group after doing far more heroics than is sensible. I eventually became a raid leader and got through Kara and the like. I am being told that I do not have long left because that's my fiance finished work. Right. Oh, I'm gonna go and see some kind of film or another. There we go. And again, I really like the fact that there's Tauren ones.
Get your gas masks here! And if you're feeling sassy, you can grab one of these backpacks and get to work!
Now last time I only grabbed a gas mask, but I'm a demon hunter, so I'm willing to be an asshole. Which speeds everything right up. Just walk into a pack. Yeah, let's cancel that off. And there we go. That was very easy. Or, of course, it could have been that there's an arc there.
Sawfang, where did you go?
Leave it to me, Dark Lady.
Yes, so I went to Kara, managed to get a couple of teams with it on farm, managed to get the first 3 bosses out of Tempest killed, but never ended up killing Kael'thas. Managed to get the what's it called? I'm stuck in like Eye of Ashara or like Eye of Eternity or whatever, and it's nothing of the sort. Serpent Ring Cavern, is that it? Whatever it was called. We managed to get up to Lady Vash, but again, never killed her. We managed to get the first 3 bosses down for Black Temple, but the guild was yet another one that just never survived into Wrath. So that was the point where I would join in with other guilds. Eventually, I joined a very popular guild on the server that I never really got too into. I never felt emotionally attached to it. So as much as we managed to kill Arthas, when the guild fell apart on the way towards Kata, I wasn't as broken up about that one. So ended up. Here we go. This is actually a cool wee bit. I quite like this. Ended up becoming very very apathetic towards the game around Kata. I had switched during TBC from my hunter to a mage, which ended up being a fire mage. Then during Wrath had switched over to a priest, and had started adding in more alts, but since mid-Wrath, my priest has been my main permanently. However, I started playing other games. I'd been very excited for the start of Guild Wars 2. I didn't really like where the original version of Final Fantasy XIV was going when I tried the beta, but if I grab that and wait for folk to come in. Oh jeez, taking this far away. Just kill this one. Oh, I'm standing in Blight, which is ironic.
I assure you, Blight Conqueror, the pleasure is all too far away.
Those traitors must be dealt with.
There we go. I'm basically just going to run around and kill whatever I can find. Go. So
I need to get closer.
yes, as much as I didn't like Final Fantasy 14 at first, come Realm Reborn, I played a lot of that, which means that there'd be times when I drop in and out of WoW a lot. After I got my priest to level, it was 85 at the time in Kata, I gave up. I have to imagine that there's a lot of sunlight right now. Let's double check. I gave up, yes, on my. I gave up on playing for a while because I went from Wrath healing to Kata healing, and that was not so fun. That was interesting. That I can just hover over. Jaina looking very cool right now. Yeah, I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into that healing. It was the character I really wanted to play, so I stopped playing for a very long time and never came back until 5.4 in Mists. So I never got to see the Vale of Eternal Blossoms without a lot of black Sha gunk everywhere. But I really enjoyed a lot of the kind of the pugging, actually. Of all the things, it was being able to pug the raids and have them be quite quick fire. I was really into. I did level my priest. I don't think I actually leveled much else, to be honest, to any real degree. But cutscene again. Probably the Thrall one again. It is indeed. Let's turn that one off, and I am finished. I think. Go. So, if I hand that one in, there was no bugs. Complete the quest, and accept now. Sylvanas gives the mission. I'm not going to do this one.
I have taken the liberty of assembling a team for you.
I'm going to close that.
Retrieve my prize.
It's not what you think. So if I quickly double check, yep, I am doing with the thing. There's only 14 of us here. That's fine. I can't add my own note. So yes, but it wasn't until I played basically through to maybe 3 months before Warlords. Took a bit of a break there. Then came back just for the start. I liked a lot of what they were trying to do in Warlords, but it just didn't work out. I liked the idea of having this hub, like the garrison that you grow and make into your own, but that meant you were stuck in there the whole time. Really, it just became a daily log on for my priest, hunter, mage to level up. Yeah, well, to basically go and do the herbs and the mining, and maybe a small bit of questing, but usually I just not have the heart to do it, and that's where a lot of my issues came from. So I stopped playing again until a little bit before the last patch, where I basically came back and did the same again, except added in unlocking flying, basically, and would play a lot less, but kept my subscription active and would play Final Fantasy 14. And it wasn't until the Legion kind of the pre-patch stuff with the invasions dotted around that I played a lot more. I've not really stopped playing throughout my throughout the time in Legion. I've gone back in bits and pieces to Final Fantasy XIV, but that's not really had a drop in a significant enough drop really in how much I've played Legion. I got almost all of my. I've got all. I'll try that one again because I got all of my alts on the aligned side on Dunmaw to at least level 90, and I think maybe 6 or 7 of them were up to 100, and with a pretty decent selection of gear. The only one, as I said before, is Warrior that I've never got to any max level whatsoever. The highest is 25. However, it was during Legion that I finally rolled my first Horde. That was after the BlizzCon last year, seeing the intro cinematic, seeing Sylvanas. I just wanted to give it a try. So my thinking back on it, that's not actually true because during Warlords, the level 90 boost I used on an Orc Shaman. So there's that. And it's level 110 now, but it wasn't even level 100 by that point. So that's worth mentioning. But I've now re-rolled a lot of Horde characters. Some classes are now doubled up at max level, so I am a constant Altaholic. You will most likely see a wee guild message saying it on a lot over the coming weeks. But for now, it's just 2. It's just 2. So I did roll in Draenor for that original Orc Shaman. I then made a undead priest who is Ukiari. And the last one, if I just double check, see what crazy stuff's happening in the auction house, because there's always something silly.
I got what you need.
I'll bet you do, Missy. These are all soulbound. What happens if I just slap that on the auction house? They are selling for, yeah, hunters. And that's for the stack. Then someone's putting 300 for one. I'm sure someone's doing that, seeing as we've got about 5k to start with. Yeah, so after that, at the start of this year, someone on Culturas had started a reroll guild, so I joined in with that. So I have a Blood Elf Rogue, Farewell Arcane Torrent, which I've not actually put on my action bars, mainly because it's no use except for the additional Fury, maybe. And I ended up making that rogue and a Nightborn Arcane Mage, both of course 110. And that's why I'm sitting there going, maybe they'll move, I don't know. And the reason especially to move them is Dunmaw's PvP, and over the years I'm just less interested in the world PvP. So I had re-rolled, used my level 100 boost, and made some alliance characters on there. So having it be a split server is usually not my style, so I'm probably going to move them to Draenor regardless, because they are my... Draenor is my Horde server, really. But I think that'll do us for the story time. There's 1 or 2 bits and pieces that are still flashing at me. Appearances and things, which I believe... That's... Oh, everything just unlocks now for you. I'm guessing. Maybe? Maybe not? Let's look at main hand. Okay, so no, don't get everything unlocked like that. Oh well. That's fine. But I shall... Someone with a slightly broken macro. Oh well. So yes, I will call it at that because clearly there's not much else to do other than that quest, and that's going to take too long because the fiance's on their way. So I'm going to head off. Try and have a good day. Hope you guys do too, and I will be back tomorrow most likely with a bit more recording. See ya.